If you are among those who feel that pain when the market is 5% down, and you look at the shorter time frame charts and say it's all going down, crypto is not the place for you. Crypto investments are not for you. When you see 100x or 1000x returns, what did you think of it? Is it so easy to get? It's going to be tough. It's not going to be so easy for anyone to come in and take that profits. There is nothing like easy money here. This is the toughest market to make money. Even if you know what you are doing, you need patience. Because being a human being, the emotions will constantly fight with the reality. And here in the Scientific Investor channel, we take you to the reality. We try to wake you up to the reality. So you want to take that direction. You don't take the wrong decision without thinking twice. BTC dominance is rising. That means the altcoins will slow down. And the alts are actually slowing down. When you look at things in a positive manner, you can understand it is still happening. See, the BTC dominance here, it's moving to the upside. So when that happens, you need to understand the alts will suffer. And here, alts have a room to move to the upside or to the downside like 30%. If it breaks to the downside, majority of the coins would experience that negative momentum. Whereas if BTC is getting this resistance and slowing down and then a move to the downside, that would trigger 30% first to the upside for the altcoins. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. A lot of money is trying to position themselves for the change which is happening around the world. We know that the world is changing, and it's not only us who are looking to take profit of this. The rich guys, the wealthy, they know that the market is shifting, so they are aligning themselves to the new reality. So it's up to you and me to position your portfolio in such a way when whales push this market to another direction, we would also get a breadcrumbs from that. Now for us, those breadcrumbs would be huge. And if you understand that the market, the financial sector, is moving into that digitalized, tokenized area, you are in the right direction. Yes, the shorter time frame charts actually show you that the price is going down, it's moving to the downside, the price is below the moving average. But when you come look at the price, say this is XRP on a 4-hour, and this is what you actually see. We had a pattern, we broke that to the downside. The target was like 8%, 8 to 9%, and we reached that target. Now, that target was at the previous support line. Now, this is a resistance. We broke to the upside. That means the resistance is now turning as a support. So, if you zoom a little bit out and look at this, this was the pattern which we broke to the downside. Say here, the target was 9%, near that, and we reached that target here. Now this is acting as a support. Now on this time frame, say on a 4-hour chart, when you look at this like this one, you get to see a bit more clear picture. But if you zoom even a bit more, move into a daily chart, this was the area we just focused now. See this downward trend, we broke to the upside, we came back, retested that. So this one is that downtrend, we broke above, we came back. Now this particular area which we are at is a long-term support. Now it was acting as a resistance, we broke above. Now it's being acting as a resistance, a support from a couple of times, and the moving average, which is the 50-day moving average, the green line, is rising towards the price. So that's actually a bullish news. It's not that bad deal because the price is at a support. MACD is still in the positive side and it has chances that it can cross to the upside. We tried to do that once here in the MACD, but we got bounced off. So that signaled that we may come back, retest this support area. Now if we can't manage to break above that, it's going to be bearish. We may break below that, but it would be a wick to the downside because we have horizontal supports at that area. So if you come into the real-time charts, say this is the live chart here, and you can see that if you plot your horizontal support lines there, you may be able to see different times, say one here and then next one here, next one here. So you kind of have a lot of support levels at the bottom towards 0.48 and then the previous low of 0.46. Now these has to be kept in mind when you see the BTC price is rising and the dominance is surging. Now not all coins are going down together. Every coin is behaving differently. Some of them are playing out at different patterns. The evolving pattern in the altcoins which you are trading need to be understood carefully, because if you are looking at this, you kind of see that they clearly follow a pattern. There was a base and it was retesting that base over and over again, and then it started towards moving to the upside. Now that's a new pattern there. So now if you look at this particular trend upside, this was the base channel. Now this is the upside channel, which we can consider as an acceleration pattern. When we bounce from here, the next target would be to the upside around the top here. Say, now that is based on time. If we take more time, we would be reaching around the top here around $1. If we bounce in a couple of days, then that means our top should be somewhere around 0.8 towards 0.85. Because we previously have a resistance here at 0.75 towards 0.78. Now, with this technical side, when you look at the fundamentals, there are some news which can, look like it's negative at first, but when you read through it, it kind of gives you that positive vibe. Say this one, Michael actually highlighted this one to me, showing the current negative figures related to XRP liquidity are likely to show that the XRP holders are holding their coins because we reached the recent price action of 0.78. Now, some understand that the market has changed. The trend and the pattern is evolving. The trend is to the upside now because we crossed to the upside till here, and that pattern, that price point was here way before, right? If you put a horizontal line here at the precise top of this one and come here and look at that, you can see that the price went even higher than that. So if you measure that in percentage, you can see that the price from that point went up 12%. Now that's not a small deal. Now why am I highlighting that? Because if you go take a vertical line and put it here, you can see that 20th September 2018 was the time when we reached there, and that too after making the double bottom here after that bearish movement. Then we went into the long-term consolidation, then the spring movement moved to the upside, right? So if you put that on a weekly and look at it based on a Wyckoff chart, you kind of look at this something like this, right? You were making lower lows again here, and then here something changed. Then we consolidated for a long time. Then we broke below that pattern, because if you remove all of this to look and understand the history, you can clearly see that we were actually forming a bearish trend there. Then the support line was this. So the measured move, a break to the downside, if you measure, you kind of get, now that you'll take from the top to the bottom here, and you kind of have that 60% target to the downside. And the price broke below here. It came back, retested, but it failed. Then we came all the way back towards 57%. So that's almost the target there, right? We touched that target. Now that was also, if you're looking at the same on a Wyckoff pattern, that's also a spring pattern in which you are making that accumulation zone, then pumping to the upside, and we actually did that. So now that's on a longer time frame and what happened previously. Now what we are looking at right now is a rising trend line which is pushing to the upside, and then another trend showing you that we breached the zone, so we are not yet coming back. Now yes, if the price breaks this area, say 0.5, 0.59, 0.5 to 0.49, then we would come back into this trading range and trade in this pattern. But as of now, based on what we can see right now, we can analyze that this is the pattern and we should be moving within this pattern. So the movement should be something like this, but usually when XRP pumps, it pumps straight up. Now you have the examples here, 1, 2 in this bull market, and in the previous one you can see 1, 2, 3, all the 3 waves, right? All of the times when we go upside, it's parabolic. It's just going to the upside. So then you can actually shift these like this and say that yes, the price is going to consolidate in this area for some time and then pump. Because if it is pumping right now, the top would be around 0.8 to 0.85 if we are pumping from here. But it's better for us that it consolidates in this area, so that gives you more time for the reaccumulation stage and then pump to the upside. Because as you look at the chart of XRP and the altcoin market, you can understand there are some similarities forming. Now this is on a 4-hour chart, right? So when you actually jump in to the real-time charts of altcoin market cap and move that into a daily time frame, zoom out and look what really is happening, we do understand that the market has a lot of upside here. We went down, we did that correction, and we made that double bottom in this market cycle. Say this one is the first area and this one is the second area. So this is on a daily chart which you are looking at this. If you move back and look at it on a weekly or a monthly time frame, you clearly understand that there was a double bottom there, where the price was making that double bottom, but the RSI was actually showing you that we are moving to the upside. Then we started that bull rally, moved to the upside. So if you are following the price, technical indicators, being a disciplined investor or a trader, that should help you. But if you are looking at very small time charts, say 1 hour, 30 minutes, it's going to be really hard for you to understand. And even if you understand, the bots will manipulate you. Your emotions will play off. So that is why I always say, look at the weekly chart or a daily chart and then understand the trend. Then go into a 4-hour or 12-hour chart to trade if you are trading medium term, because short-term trade is going to be really difficult. Unless you understand the market and the bots, it's going to be so hard. And even if you understand, the probabilities would be like 50-50. You'll win 5 of the positions, but you're going to lose 5 of them. Now, when we look at this stuff, say IMF tweeted this one out. The financial sector is the industry most heavily reliant on computers. So it's, when you look at the hacks and other stuff, you do understand why they are looking to move on to the new financial infrastructure, right? They get to use the blockchain technology, which is more resilient towards these hacks. So when the rich guys are looking to move their money, where would they first look at? The technological revolution, where they can make more money. They're moving a huge chunk of money to make more money so that their money works for them, right? Now, this kind of aspects has to be understood in liquidity too. When the XRP liquidity is going negative, don't take it as a completely negative perspective. You do have to understand there's a lot of guys who came in just for this pump. As we pumped 200% in a month, back in November, we got some attention and a lot of guys jumped in. Now, majority of them can be holding those assets and moving further. We need more buyers to come in and buy in. And when you're doing the same, say you're using a ledger to support your positions, do understand there is a lot of hacks going on. They're trying to get your XRP. They're trying to get your crypto. Right now, the leaks are only your personal information. So unless you give the passwords to them, it's going to be hard for them to collect it. But understand that your location is compromised. So that's going to be a little bit hard, right? If they know that you have crypto and they know that your location is this and your contact info is this, they can reach you. Even if you only have, say, 500 or 1000 XRP, they don't know that. Even if you have only 1 BTC or 0.1 BTC, they don't know that. They only know that you have BTC. And that is the compromise which I'm talking about. That's kind of a risky situation based on where we are going right now. Because if the rich are moving out and they understand that the fiat is depreciating, then there would be a lot of Hunger Game type of situation happening in different countries. So we have to prepare for that. And while we prepare for that, you also have to understand institutions like rich guys, do take steps considering next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And these are the reasons why they become successful. Say here, the previous partner, which we all know that currency cloud, right? They now records 500 customers, doubles payment volume since the lockdown. So the entire lockdown is pushing the economy downside. There's a lot of jobs being cut off, the layoffs are there. But at the same time, this side of the economy is gaining momentum. So when investors are moving out, they would be looking at the technological revolution and where they can make money. And this is really happening at this side of the economy. So when they move their money, you can expect that a percentage of that portfolio is going to come here. Yeah, a lot will go into gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum and those funds, but there will be some amount which will be allocated towards this. Now, we were to talk about this too. Japan's SBI securitized bringing security tokens to crypto wallet for institutions. Now, if institutional investors really don't want this, they won't actually provide this, because this is always about the supply and demand. If there is a demand for such asset to invest in such portfolio, they will come up with this, and an institution like SBI understand this, and that's why they are offering this. Now, when we see this stuff, you do have to understand that it will be like, all the different funds which are being managed in different nations, but here they will also provide you with XRP. The regulatory clarity in Japan is different from US. Now, yes, US is the main market, but it's not the entire market in the world. So as adoption grows, it will also increase. For the time being, we can see that Bitcoin is getting more momentum. It's increasing and it's way above its 200-day moving average. So for Bitcoin, if you are jumping into the chart of Bitcoin to look at what Bitcoin is doing right now and what you can expect it to do, say you can actually take the weekly chart of Bitcoin and use 200-day moving average. Now here it's 20 and 50. So what I'll do, I'll change that input into 200-day moving average for that red line. Now look at the price. It's being supported from a long way, right? So if you go to Bitcoin chart for the longer term, say we'll use Coin Paprika chart for that and reach, you can see the price come back towards the 200-day moving average. It supports there a couple of times and then bounce to the upside. So if you are actually looking at it on a bullish perspective, then you can measure from the second bottom, it touches up to the upside, and the last time when Bitcoin did that, it went up near 95 times, 95x your money. And this time we are making that double bottom here. So if you look closely, you have 1, 2 touch mainly, but in between you have another one. So here also 1 and 2, but in between you have a small one here. So if you are looking at that from this point onwards, you can actually zoom out and then take it towards the upside. But as I highlighted previously, you do have to understand that each time BTC is going to the upside, its expected momentum is less. So if you measure this one from the bottom till the top, you understand it was like huge. Then it reduced. So what can you actually expect? In the same manner, if you are plotting that one, you would just be looking at 1,000% increase, and that would still be like $50,000 Bitcoin. Now, that is the third wave of this market, and that's why I'm a little bit concerned, because even if the market is going to pump a little bit, it can still correct back towards the moving average. Possibilities are still there for a 40 to 60% correction, which BTC usually does in its market cycle. And that would be the time when the altcoins would rally. So if you look at Ethereum on a weekly, it's still just about that reaccumulation phase, showing you that the price is just starting to increase. So if you come in, zoom in, we did that accumulation, we did that reaccumulation, we moved to the upside. This particular candle here, the 30% one, showed you that we are moving to the upside, and this is just a small consolidation. So when you can see that the 50-day moving average is crossing the 200-day moving average to the upside, that's the golden cross which we are waiting for, and that's on a weekly. Now that really has a lot of things to say, because getting a golden cross on a weekly is not a small deal, and when you get that on Ethereum, it also highlights that the entire altcoins are going to get that traction. For XRP's case, it hasn't happened yet, and we'll still need to move further upside to get that. And that is why we say that you buy an undervalued asset to make most of the profit. So by the time it reaches towards the cycle of Ethereum, you would be around $1 to $1.8, or maybe even $2.2. So if you are missing that one, just waiting for the golden cross to happen, you may actually miss majority of the gains, considering we put in the bottom around 0.12 and we are already up like 600%. So if you are preparing your portfolio, looking at the ups and downs, you do have to understand these trends. When that is happening on a real time, if you can get that, that's one of the most advantageous thing which you can have at the market. Because when the price reaches these supports, if you're able to buy this, if you haven't done that already, then that would be another position in your portfolio, averaging down and giving you more profits when the price goes to the upside. That's maximizing your profits if you're trading towards a medium time frame. And if you would like to get these kind of updates, you can check at the Patreon. Link is given in the description. Now, if you like the channel, if you are receiving value for your time, you can hit that like and subscribe button. And if you would like to extend your support, you can use the PayPal, Patreon, or the XRP wallet address given in the description below. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.